Now, how he affects the game very differently than Michael Jordan. Like the way he affects the game is different. The outcome just happens to be the same. And we have to. The other thing I end up arguing against Free is the circumstances, because people don't take Jordan's circumstances into account at all. And I try to remind people that the reason you love Michael Jordan is not because of the last 3 championships, because they were the Warriors in those 3. Like, they were undoubtedly the most talented team in the NBA. And they proved, and that's what the Last Dance showed us all, is exactly how talented that team was, because with all the outside things they had going on surrounding them in that last championship, they still were able to achieve it in less than 7 games. And that's how talented that team was. And people lose sight of that. But those first 3 championships where the league was even, there were no super teams. That's why you love Michael Jordan. But that's also why you should hate Kawhi Leonard. And I'm going to go there. You wasn't ready for this.
No,
because,
you won't. No, you
because,
will not.
Because,
no, you will not.
Because,
no, you will not.
Because
you're a hater.
The Clippers have the most talent I've seen on a team in a long time. Jesus Christ.
This year. But the cupboard was bare. That's why he went there.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. First off, the cupboard was not bare.
Who P3 was gone. Blake Griffin was in Detroit. The cupboard was bare. They had no superstars.
But they added who?
Who?
They added PG. They added
That's
Kawhi.
Why they came with him, though. They came with him. But you're trying to put him in the category of KD.
But it's a starting line. No. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that because that's different.
That's what you're trying to do.
No, I'm not. I want to stop that right now before it even gets out into the airwaves. No, I'm not doing that. That is not the same thing.
Because then you need to compare Kawhi with LeBron then. Because he brought Bosh and went with Wade.
But Miami was not this talented. The Clippers have a start. Yeah, the Clippers have a starting lineup. The Clippers have a starting lineup on the bench.
But I'm not debating. I'm not debating on how talented they are. The most talented team, but you're putting it on like Kawhi, like he went to, because your argument is hating on him. But
no.
He went. He was the first to go before PG.
So hold on a second.
All they had was Lou Williams.
Let me clarify what I'm hating on. Because you're right, I am hating. But let me clarify exactly what I'm hating on real quick. What I'm hating on, so everybody can understand it, is if the Clippers win this year, I'm hating on the he's better than LeBron conversation. That's what I'm hating on. I'm hating on that before it even starts.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, that is why I make faces, because he takes sides. Go ahead.
But I'm hating on that because again, he left. And I mean, and here's what my argument is going to be. I'm going to go ahead and prepare you now. So let's go ahead and preface my argument with this. He left Toronto. Toronto's number 2 in the East still. He left Toronto after winning the championship. Toronto looked primed to potentially compete for another one in his absence. LeBron James leaves the team. They go from first to worst every time. They're in a time that it didn't happen. So I want to heed all your arguments with that too much early. Because when I saw that Reggie Jackson was the 3rd string point guard, dog, come on.
Let me say this. Reggie Jackson is not. He's coming off the bench simply because he came mid-season. But and they want more scoring off the bench because I'm not sure. I don't think Lou Williams has joined the Clippers in the bubble. I think
he's playing.
But he came. I know playing. He wasn't there at the beginning.
Yeah.
But I do want to say to your argument, the difference is,
come on,
how many people left Cleveland after LeBron left? Number one. Then number two, because remember. Kyrie was already gone, so one superstar was gone. Then LeBron left. Did JR stay?
Yeah.
The next year?
Yeah.
Okay. Who else were they left with?
Kevin Love. They had the same squad. Okay. They didn't lose anybody but LeBron.
No, they did.
Yes, they did. They were in a similar situation to the Toronto Raptors.
That team, if you're going to tell me that team
started with the same roster minus LeBron James. Even the coach was still there.
He's not coherent, ladies and gentlemen. So let me move to my next point.
No. Go ahead. Finish your point.
Because I'm not disputing how great LeBron James is. What I'm doing is making the comparison because that Toronto team still had a lot of talent. The same talent left off a championship team minus Kawhi.
Come on, make so we
knew they were going to be a good team.
Make my point for me.
If you look at their roster post Kawhi compared to a Cleveland roster post LeBron,
make my point for me.
To even question,
make my point for me. Finish
Toronto,
making it for me.
No, I'm not debating the loss of LeBron.
Yeah, you're making my point for me.
I'm not doing it.
Okay,
but you're trying to point to Kawhi leaving Toronto like he didn't make a difference. That's what I'm arguing.
Nah. Kawhi's going to make a difference. Kawhi's going to make it.
What LeBron meant to Cleveland. We know that.
I get that.
But what I'm saying is, if you look at the rosters, you can't sit there and say, well, look at how Toronto is doing. They were still a very talented team.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is that should not be the comparison.
But
the comparison should stay at, well, look at how bad Cleveland was. That shows how instrumental LeBron was to that team and carried them. That's point blank. But to compare that, no. Because even before Kawhi, Toronto was right there. They just couldn't get through LeBron. So let's not act like he was the one that helped them get over the hump, so to speak, even though Braun was gone. You got it.
But let me ask you this question. If LeBron James won this year, do you think the haters would give him the well-deserved respect?
No, because we're not a nation built like that. Because with COVID, they're gonna be like, well, he won a half season, he got the rest.
Yeah, it makes it a moot point because, again, when he went to Miami, now, granted, nobody wanted to acknowledge that his entire stint in Cleveland, the Cavaliers gave him no help. Like, they gave him Shaq. No, because they did not. They did not, and you know that. I'm talking about the first seven.
Oh, yeah.
The first seven. Not after that. They gave plenty of help after that. But the first seven, they gave him no help. They gave him Shaq when Shaq was a shell of himself. So please don't bring Shaq into this argument when you do. They had Carlos Boozer for a little while. That was his second best for a minute. And I wish y'all could see Free's face because he's with me on that one. And they had Darius Miles was there with him as a good secondary option. But for a while, his best second option was Boobie Gibson. And some of you don't know who that is. So, again, and also his best second option for the majority of the time that he was in Cleveland was Cedronis Ilgauskas. And there are a lot of people who don't know who that is.
The year they went to the chip, though, Dante Jones was putting up buckets.
Yeah.
He was playing the point. Dante was putting up buckets that year.
Yeah, but that was the best.
Dante Jones.
Exactly. And there are people right now who are listening to us talk and don't know who that is. They don't know. Yeah. Tell them where Dante Jones went to school, Free.
Your guess is as good as mine.
Exactly. My overall point is
because I was like, "Who is this?" When he popped up that couple good years he had. Then he did a little something in Miami too, because that's how he got. Because he had the good years in Miami.
You know what? I honestly can't believe you didn't know the answer to that question. When you
from like Maxwell, he from like Toledo.
No, he is not. I'm gonna tell you why. Your reaction made me second guess what I already knew. I just Googled Dante Jones to make sure that I wasn't tripping. Dante Jones went to Duke.
No, that's not the same Dante Jones.
So you talking about a different
That's the
Dante
small
Jones?
forward Dante Jones because he transferred from Rutgers. No, I'm
Okay, I
talking
got you.
about Dante, who's coaching. He was coaching with Cleveland in those championship
Oh,
runs.
I know who you talking about. Yeah, I have no idea where
No.
he went to. I have no idea where he went to school. But you know that Dante Jones for Duke played with LeBron too. So that's
He came the second run. He was there the second run with Cleveland. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that threw me off. But I know who you're talking about. But yeah, I have no idea where he went to school.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it was he had like a good 3-4 year run. Yeah, that's the Dante Jones I'm speaking of. If you got a DAHNTAY Jones, that Dante Jones. But no, not that one. Not the DAH. He's the Dante is DANTE. But we'll get to that. Or it might be Damon Jones. I might have said his name wrong. It might be Damon Jones. Yeah, it's Damon Jones.
That's Damon Jones, and I have no idea. I have no idea where Damon Jones went. And I was about to say, like, that's the dude who's been on First Take, the one you talking about, because he is a stark LeBron James supporter, by the way. Like, you can't say nothing negative about LeBron in the presence of Damon Jones. So you thought I was a LeBron fan. You've never met Damon Jones. Like, he's way worse.
Yeah, that's what I meant. My apologies. Yeah, Dante is Duke fame, transferred in from Rutgers, and he was with Cleveland the second LeBron run. But yeah, I meant Damon Jones. Yeah. That was his point guard, and they would have won too. And Booby Gibson. But anyway, we dwelled on that too long. But go ahead, man.
Way too long. And as and look, breaking news already. Alvin Gentry has been dismissed as the coach of the Pelicans. Quickly. Wow. That quickly.
They didn't even let him get out the bubble. They were
fired him on his day off.
Dang.
But see, that's what's funny is they literally didn't even give him a full season to try to make this thing work. And honestly, I felt like he did a great job.
Well, when you see stuff like that happen, especially after a crazy season like this, I think it's one or two things.
Mm-hmm.
I think either they were already like on the outs, management
had to be,
and they were just like, we're gonna get through this, and then once it's done, we out. Or it could be the Krause factor, like we saw, like they already got somebody in mind that they kind of wanna prepare, and we'll see.
You know who it probably is? Luke Walton. Now watch Luke Walton find himself in the presence of another great gig with no background to show for it.
Yeah, I'm like, with Zion hurt half the season and then COVID, soon as he comes, like, you ain't even give him you didn't even give him 25 games with Zion to really, they rebuilt the whole lineup this year.
Yeah.
With the trade. I mean,
you either put Jason Kidd down there or Mark Jackson.
With Kidd. Yeah.
Yeah, or it ain't gonna make sense. They'll mess around and do something and what's his name for Houston to get fired, and the next thing you know, it'll be his job. and then
First of all, we ain't getting back in there.
Yeah, Lonzo Ball will be the leading scorer in the league for the next 3 seasons, and they'll never get out the first round of playoff. But that's neither here nor there.
All right. You don't want to hash that. We might need to go to break. Because he's trying to hash up something.
We're going to go to...
for our listeners out there. He tried to hash up something.